The case large amber bone Stockman, model 6375. I purchased this knife just a handful of years ago, and maybe about 5 years ago, somewhere around there. It is the chrome vanadium. And if some of you don't know, I just rattled off a number, 6375. And if those of you don't know, those numbers do mean something with case knives. And the first number is the handle material. All right. The next one is how many blades that the knife has. And then the last two digits are like the factory pattern, or, and maybe what the die of the handle is. So 6375. This knife has been wonderful to me. And it's very appropriate today that I talk about this case knife and case knives in general, because I'm pretty sure that this company has not outsourced anything with its knives. None of its line is made anywhere but the United States. And that is phenomenal. And today being the 4th of July, I think has some really cool significance to that. I've been wanting to do a review on this knife for a little bit, and it's with me every day. It's in a pair of shorts and all summer long, pants, dress pants, you name it. The printing doesn't bother me on light clothing or any of that. A lot of times I just don't want it to rip through any pockets of some of these light pants, or you can feel them weighing down certain fabric. But left front pocket for me, and this knife resides there all the time. If I have pants on of any type other than swim trunks, that knife is with me. And it's done everything. It's done everything. And, oh yeah. Very nice. Great walk and talk on all these blades. And I've used these knives pretty hard, man. I have used these hard. I have split small kindling, push cutting it like this, even off the chest, longer pieces like that. This knife has been great. It has been was greatly inspired by a man, Dick Prenneke. For those of you who don't know who that gentleman is, you should take a look at him. And another man who, one of these guys that is a true American, Richard Louis Prenneke. I had relatives that carried a lot of knives, pocket knives, obviously, and usually they weren't the large Stockmans or the large pattern of knives. I think I had some uncles that maybe had a buck 110 on them on occasion, but usually it was a smaller, more maybe of a little bit more of a gentleman style, maybe like a medium Stockman, things like that. But when it came time for me to pick, what I wanted and how I was looking at this knife to be, I thought, what, I'm going to go with the little bit heavier style here. Of course, feather sticks and food prep, all of it is just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. This knife, if you're into the traditional slip joints like this, this knife is great for like a heavy woods companion in a older sense like this, more traditional styling. If you're looking for that, I highly recommend things like this. I've never was really drawn to the trapper style, but I've never been a trapper either, but not that I'm a Stockman. But this knife just seems to suit me a lot better. I do not use the spay blade. I'm not really spaying any animals, but I'm not doing anything with a sheep's foot either to warrant this. But I guess the whole thing is I keep this blade sort of touched up. This one, it has a higher mirror polish on it, excuse me, and I do tend to work wood with this a lot more. It's nice, straight, flat blade like that. And with that full height hollow grind, makes woodworking a dream. This knife here, just general utility. A lot of times that'll get feather sticking duty. The blade's a little bit longer. But in general, this here is the blade that I pretty much use all over. And it's nice in public because you can pull this out anywhere. and open up a package or cut a string off a jacket, and no one's really going to look at you. It just looks like something that Grandpa carried, and it pretty much was for the most part. And there we can get a good view of the 6375. I don't really know if you can see it, but check out Case Knives once again. They're awesome, and the fact that this here means a lot to this company here. Look at that Case knife.